everybody, welcome back. We are here to film my June 2026 monthly plan with me, but first here's how May turned out. So I feel like when I filmed my May plan with me, I only had like the first 2 weeks really filled out, and now everything's filled out, including my sidebar with the books. So I love how this one turned out. I really love the colors and the art in this kit, so yeah, loved that. Turning then to June, I'm going to use another Caress Press kit. This is called Pride Magic. I believe this was Nella from Clip Art Kits Pride Art last year, I think. I really love her Pride art for this current year as well. It was like kind of like almost like a Coachella theme to it, like a music festival theme, so that was really fun. And kind of different colors for Pride as well. So I have the deco and the extra color. I have the main decorative sheet, the extra decorative sheet with the full boxes and labels, and then the icons and square boxes and kind of mini labels. So not a lot going on this month, but I am very excited to plan it here with you. Alrighty, so June this year starts on a Monday, and if you're new here, I redate my monthly view to start on a Monday, just a personal preference that I have. So what that means though is that I'm not sure how I'm going to use these boxes then. If I start on here, Monday the 1st, the 30th will end up here. So I kind of have to split them up. I'm wondering, I guess I could put this along the bottom here. I do hate to split up this scene because it's so pretty, but I think that's just how it's going to have to be. I'm probably going to delay posting this video just for a little bit because we are going on a mini trip this month, just for a long weekend. We're going up to the Redwoods. I haven't been to Redwoods National Park on like the north coast of California, so that's something that we're gonna do. And I'm looking forward to it because other than that, I don't have a whole lot of finite summer plans. I work in education, so I have the next couple of months off, but my husband is not. So, and we did just go on vacation in January, so that's fine. I have a lot of projects kind of around the house that I'm working on anyway. So yeah, I'll delay posting that because I don't like to advertise when I'm going to be out of town personally. It's just my thing. It's Pride Month. Happy Pride. If you're a member of the LGBTQ plus community, or if you're an ally, and if you're neither of those things and you don't like Pride for some reason, I'm not going to tell you to go away because honestly I think you could stick around and learn something, but yeah, I would also rather you direct that negative energy towards me, who's not a member of the LGBTQ community. I would rather that negative energy be directed towards me than anyone who is in the community. So, happy Pride. On that note, I think I'm going to put this, it's going to go somewhere over here, but I'm going to put down my days of the week first. So these are all from Michaels. I don't know if they still sell this book, but you can either check your local Michaels, or I feel like people resell Michaels books a lot on the internet, like on eBay and stuff, which has always been interesting. But I guess you can check that out. I'm putting these a little bit lower down than I usually do because I didn't want to cover up the Pride Magic banner. I didn't order any of the sidebar stickers for this, so none of the people from this art set are featured, which is a shame because they were gorgeous, but I just don't always want to use like a full sidebar with monthly kits because I like to have some space to write some things in. We have lots of birthdays in our family in June. We have at least 3 birthdays. I'm sure more will be added as the years go on and more people get added to the family. But as of right now, 2 of my sisters have birthdays in June, and then one of my nephews does as well. And they're all kind of in the same, like, 1 week. So it's a busy month for birthdays. And then obviously there's Juneteenth to celebrate as well. Happy Juneteenth if you celebrate. And now I'm just figuring out where to put this June script. I feel like I could put it here too. I feel like it might fit nicer here than it would over here. Just because we got the J, it's all loopy and stuff. And I get creative sometimes with where I put my monthly script. Yeah, that looks cute. I like that. I feel like it was meant to be right there. I feel like it fits quite nicely. Just gonna stick it down a little bit so it's not as foggy. Okay, cute. So then we can go ahead and get into the day by day. I think I'm done with this monthly book. Okay, so Monday the 1st, I don't really have anything to mark. I'm filming this a few days late as well. Like we're a few days into June. I was gonna say March. March is long past. But we are a few days into June, so that's another reason that this isn't going up on time anyway. Even though I'm off work, I also am like prioritizing doing stuff outside of the house rather than filming. And if I don't feel like filming, I just don't film. So that means that sometimes even when I'm off work, I'm still a little bit behind on videos. But what that means is I can actually mark some of the videos that I uploaded on this monthly spread already because I know for sure they already went up. So on June 1st, I uploaded my monthly lineup. I like to do that as soon as possible. And then on Wednesday the 3rd, I uploaded my April 27th Plan With Me. So we are slowly but surely getting caught up on Plan With Me's. So I like to use these like skinny little labels for videos. So we're just gonna go in order of the colors. And because nothing else happened this day, I mean, I had an appointment, but like, I'm not gonna mark that here. I'm just gonna mark that in my weekly view because it's a virtual appointment. So like, I didn't have to go anywhere for it. Usually on the monthly spread, I only mark appointments if I had to physically go to them. So I'm gonna mark that, and then I'll figure out one of the icons from the kit for that. And then on Tuesday the 2nd was our primary election in California. So I'm gonna use like an orange sticker for that, but since I'm on this page already, oops, that didn't go down where I wanted it to go. I'm gonna skip ahead to this like kind of bubblegum pink color. Nice. So then I think I wanna use something from this page to mark the primary election. I'm getting a little frustrated. I'm filming this the day after the primary election. I'm getting a little frustrated with people who don't seem to understand that this was a primary election, that like most of the races are going to go to a runoff in the fall. Most of them. Okay, so for my lineup, but people don't read anymore, so people's literacy, I hate to be a snob, but also I teach English, so I kind of see some of it firsthand, but people's literacy is a little concerning. I think I'm gonna put this is from Wonton and a Million, it says I did it for the sticker. I'm gonna put this here just because election's kind of a long word. So that's gonna go there. And then for this video, I'm gonna use the planner. I like to make sure that it's not like essential, but like I like to have a different color icon versus the label. Okay, so that takes care of the first few days of the month. I don't put the date squares down to redate it until like the day passes, just to make sure I don't fill up, or I'm able to like add more labels to the space, if that makes sense. Saturday the 6th is going to be 8 months till a concert we're going to. It's also 2 months till a wedding that we're going to. I think. No, actually, the wedding is a couple of days after that. Anyway, I'm only going to mark the concert countdown right now. So it's another label, of course, from the kit. And then I have this sticker from Sweet Eva's Paper. Wanton a Million's definitely closed. Sweet Eva's Paper is still open, but redesigned a bunch of their stickers, so I don't think they have that one anymore. So this is going to be Saturday the 6th. So yeah, the numbers look a little weird at the beginning of the month, but I'm referencing my plum paper planner, which is next to me when I'm doing this. Sunday, we're probably going to an event, but there's actually 2 different events going on that day. So I'm gonna wait on that. And then I have to remember to use these 2 extra colors as well throughout the month to kind of form the full pastel rainbow. I was gonna say pastel. I've been listening to a lot of the Sticky Bun Boys, which is a podcast hosted by 2 former Great British Bake Off contestants, and they definitely say pastel a lot. I don't know if they're aware of that difference, but yeah. Okay, I was going to use this, but it's the same color as the date dots in this kit, so I think instead I want to use something else. I only have 1 payday a month, so I want to like use my favorite color for that, and I love orange. Oh, and the World Cup is good. I don't know why this reminded me of that, but the World Cup's going to start this month. I don't pay attention to soccer, but I am partially Croatian, and like they really care about soccer, and we do have a cultural center here in town who I feel like hosts watch parties during the World Cup, particularly when Croatia's playing. So I don't know. I might end up at a World Cup party just because. I never truly know. I keep an open mind about sports, that's for sure. Okay, and then the 11th is my nephew's birthday. That is also the day that the World Cup begins and NoahCon's tour starts. I'm not going to NoahCon's tour. Totally missed the boat on sales for that. And then also, I looked at even the face value ticket exchange, and I'm like, whoa, those are expensive. I will watch some videos on YouTube instead. So anyway, lots of stuff happening that day. There's also a listening party happening at one of the record stores here for Olivia Rodrigo's new album, but it's like at midnight, and I'm like, I don't know if I want to do that on Thursday. But anyway, all of that to say, let's mark some birthdays. How have I been marking birthdays? Okay. So I feel like I want to save this one for my youngest sister. This reminds me of her a lot. Like, I don't know if her favorite color still is yellow, but like growing up, it absolutely was yellow, like all the time, which honestly kind of matches her personality, like very like happy-go-lucky, quite frankly, which is a good thing. But okay, I think I'm gonna use this for the nephew's birthday. I'll use this for the sister's birthday, and then that leaves 2 other colors for the other sister's birthday. Okay, except it's not on that day. It's on Monday the 15th. Oh, this looks, I love this pattern. I wish this pattern was in here more, quite honestly. That's really adorable. Okay, and then that leaves this color or this color for my other sister. And her birthday is on a Saturday. I feel like the blue would match her more. I don't know why. Not that I have to match the label color to the personality, but like, might as well try, you know? If we're gonna be, oh, I love that there's like a cupcake. I'm not normally into like unicorn stuff, not anymore anyway. I feel like as a kid, I definitely was. I was like the girliest girl, and then like puberty hit, and now there's no going back. I don't know. Although I feel like I'm kind of, like I dress very feminine regardless. It's just not like pink and purple, if that makes sense. But like I would have been all about Lisa Frank and everything as a kid, but now, I mean, I still like it, obviously. I think it's cute, but I don't dress like that anymore or have any desire to either. But I think that's the fun about decorating a planner or like just playing with crafts in general is like you can explore different aesthetics without having it be like part of you necessarily. So I do like sometimes having like a super neutral week in my planner because that's like never going to be my house, or like having a super like whimsical pastel week because that's never going to be my personal style. So stickers are kind of a way that I play around with all that. Okay, so now I've got all 3 birthdays down, which is a lot of birthdays for 1 month, if you ask me. So I think let's use the pink cake for youngest sister, the teal cake for middle sister, and because I want some contrast, I'm going to use the pink balloons for the nephew. Oops, I am always struggling with tweezers. I think it's because I'm left-handed, but I'm not 100% sure. We're going to put this over here because the coil is going to make it hard to write right there. Okay. And then, okay, so Sacramento Pride is this weekend. I haven't been invited to go, so I probably won't unless somebody invites me. I have an appointment this day, but I'm on the wait list to get it moved up just in case. We marked the birthday. This is Juneteenth, so I want to mark that. And then we are leaving for our kind of mini summer vacation this day. So I think for Juneteenth, I'm going to pull one of these labels. And then for leaving, I think I'll pull one of these. Before we go, I'm going to definitely like research like places to stop along the way because it is like probably like a 6-hour drive total. Or maybe not a 6-hour drive to where we're staying, but like it's a bit of a ways away. California is a massive state, and so I am trying to check off all of our national parks off my list. Luckily, I've already been to Yosemite because it's a kind of ridiculous over there right now, especially now that they got rid of the timed entry. I think that's stupid, personally. I think maybe we should have listened to the people who know best, who actually work in the parks, over people who are in political power, but that's just me. I'm going to use these balloons for Juneteenth. But anyway, California's huge, so like there's still so many, not so many, but several of our national parks that I haven't been to. I think I've been to, I said Yosemite, that was when I was in college. I would love to go back more, like really it's our closest national park, but it's just so crowded like all the time. Went to Lassen when I was a kid. That's a really cool one. Credit to my parents though for taking 8 young children in an RV to a volcanic park where there's like hot springs and stuff, and like none of us fell into the hot springs and disappeared. I don't know how they had us in line so good, but they did. You'd think that would be a walking disaster. Anyway, been there. On that note. I haven't been to Pinnacles yet. We were supposed to go last year, but then when I had the camping booked, it was a weekend that was really stormy, so it just didn't work out. And then I've been to Sequoia and Kings Canyon, so those are 2 separate parts, but they neighbor each other, so we probably spent more time in Sequoia. And where else have I been? Joshua Tree, I've been there a couple of times. It's pretty easy to access on the road, or like on the roads that they've built within the park. That's where I got engaged. I had been there once before, and then I went with my husband a second time, and that's where he proposed. Haven't been back since then. That's one that you don't visit in the summer unless you hate yourself. I've only been there in the winter. It's great in the winter. What else? What other national parks are there in California? I think I covered all of them. I want to go to Channel Islands, but that's the one where you have to book a ferry, and there's a lot of different layers to it. So that one's kind of tricky to get to. I feel like I'm missing somebody. There's a lot of like national sites or national monuments, like Muir Woods is a national monument, but it's not a national park. Anyway, I'm excited to check out a new national park, and I'm kind of trying to like visit the ones in California before I start venturing out further than that. I don't know that I've been to national parks in other states now that I think about it. I don't think I have. Been to like national monuments probably and things like that. Like especially when I visited Boston. But yeah, I don't think I've been to national parks in other states. Been to national parks in other countries. That's funny. Like New Zealand, obviously, like a lot of the draw is that. So I think I've been to like 2 national parks of New Zealand, which is obviously I'm a fan of that. Okay. Tuesday the 23rd, I want to mark another concert countdown. I'm gonna do that. I'm just gonna put this in the middle of the day because generally I like to upload videos on Mondays and Wednesdays. I don't really know why. I just do. So Tuesdays I don't usually add anything, and there's nothing usually going on these days either. So that is the 23rd. And then on the 30th is another concert countdown. We are really doing a lot of concerts these last couple of years, I think. We stayed at home a lot when things were really dire out there, if you catch my drift. And then we just had a whole lot of other stuff going on. I feel like we had a couple of years where there were like a lot of weddings and stuff. And also like, I feel like a lot more people that we like are going on tour right now, or the last like few years, or just releasing new albums and stuff. So it's like, well, you gotta kind of get it while it's hot, and you don't really get to decide when other people want to tour or not. So I think after the shows that we have tickets for, we might take a little bit of a break unless something incredible comes up. But yeah, for now, we're just going to enjoy it. Okay, so I think that's everything I'm going to mark. I think did I already start my reading for this month? I did. So I will set up a sidebar over here for my books because I'm definitely going to be reading this month. I wasn't 100% sure how much reading I was going to do in May, but I've actually read a fair amount. Excuse me. So what I like to do for this is pick a pattern box. I think I'm going to pick this one just because it's quite plain. And then I don't know how my planner got so dirty on these pages, but it did. And then I will take one of these little things, put this here, and then once this is down, I'm going to grab an icon. That looks crooked. Hold on. But yeah, let me know what summer plans that you have. June is really one where like I kind of know what we're going to do for the most part. July, I don't know what's going on. So I don't have anything planned anyway. But yeah, let me know what you're up to. Summer's like not my favorite season, so it kind of sucks that I have so much time off during the summer, if I'm being real. But you know, unless I switch career paths, which I'm not really that interested in doing, like this is my life for now. So I spend a lot of time inside reading sometimes. Last summer was very mild temperature wise. I can't anticipate it's going to be that way this year. In fact, it might actually be quite hot, but we'll just see. So far it's been nice, but it's only the first week of June, so it could go wildly downhill from here. Anyway, I think this is all I've got so far. So I got lots of deco that I'll use to fill in later. Got these labels, lots of labels here. LOL actually stands for lots of labels, if you didn't know. And then I've still got plenty of full boxes and labels to fill in the space as we go along. Let me go ahead and write everything in. I'm having to use my really old Pilot G2 because my InkJoy died and I don't have any other black ink InkJoys right now. So hopefully I can get this to dry and not smear anything while I'm writing. All right, I don't know why all my pens seem to be dying at the same time or drying up at the same time, but maybe it's just because the weather got warmer, who knows. So that's everything I know so far. I will obviously fill in everything later on as we go through the month and it'll start to look more like this. But that's everything I've got so far for June. I hope you all are doing well. Let me know what you're up to in June down below, and I will talk to you in the next one. Bye.